What is going on, guys? Welcome back. We are back in Satisfactory for episode 9. In last episode, we finished up our iron copper production. We've got our copper sheets, copper wire, and copper cable running right now. I went ahead and wired it up and made sure everything was running right before we started this episode. I did not add too much to our power grid. We'll go take a quick look at that. We also built the space elevator in our last episode. Let's check our power grid. Bam, we are still well within our limits. And I believe we have ran into a really good problem with our iron facility. As you can see, we got some flashing yellow lights down here. That means those machines aren't running. And that could be for two reasons. One, they're either not receiving the resources they need to be, or two, best case scenario, our storage is full. Hello, Bean. So we're maxed out on our storage, which means we're going to need to either add more storage to get this line back up and running before it clogs up too bad that it stops our production. So we'll go ahead and throw down, I think we're just going to add another layer of foundations here. And we're just going to go ahead and extend our storage out. I believe we're running into similar problems, or close to it, yep, with our iron plates and our iron rods. So we need 3 more storage containers. Let's go ahead and just get these out of the way. Actually we can stack those, which would be a really good way to show off our vertical logistics. So we'll climb up here real quick just so we can get a better view. And we're going to grab a storage container, if I can find one. There they are. And we'll flip the output so that it is facing the opposite direction. And now, we can go to our logistics. We'll grab our Mark II belts, vertical belt, and we'll feed those into there. Now that should keep our screws from clogging up. We can use Mark I belts for these two. And so now, our plates are moving up here and they won't be clogging up our production line. So, nearly clogged up our entire iron factory, which clogs are an absolute nightmare to unclog. You gotta go through each machine, clear each belt. It's just a nightmare. Our reinforced iron plates, they're not getting full very quick, which is fine. We just need them running in the background. So that's why I didn't throw down a container for that. I think we're gonna work on getting some more advanced iron production up and running, which we're gonna run back over by our hub for that. I think we're gonna try to figure out the solution for we already did reinforced iron plates. I'll just go ahead and get rid of our awesome sink. We don't need him in the way anymore. Also get rid of these. So these are impure nodes, which I believe means they're only gonna put out 30 ore a minute. Oh, we need a portable miner. Let's go ahead and craft a couple of those guys. Actually, I think we have a couple in storage. Aha, not in that container. Not in that container. Aha, we do have a few. Let's go ahead and get rid of some of this extra stuff we have. No reason to be holding on to all that. And we'll go ahead and plop down a miner and see how much he's producing. Yeah, 30 ore a minute. We're going to need an assembler, and we're going to need our constructor to calculate. So we want to make modular frames. To make modular frames, we're going to need 3 reinforced iron plates per minute and 12 iron rods a minute, which is an odd number. I wonder if we crank that up to get better values. I just saw them. We had a couple Power Shard. Yeah, we got one. We only need one for right now. So we're going to try to get this up to a better number. Okay, so we want these really to be at 15. And the reinforced iron plates I'm not too worried about because we can put a secondary storage for the overflow of the reinforced iron plates, because I believe if we select the recipe for reinforced iron plates, it's going to be making 5 a minute, which is a very easy recipe to get, and then we'll just have the extra running off into a secondary storage. So to get that to where we want it, we want, let's see what we would do if we get 3 of these a minute. Okay, so that's too much. What about 2.5? 2.5. Okay, so that's a little bit better. That means we can run 1 constructor making iron rods. And we're going to need reinforced iron plates as well, which means we just basically need to copy and paste our 2 constructors from over there, but I don't know if we're going to have enough iron to do all this. Well, we'll find out. So I think first things first, we need to figure out where we're going to put this factory. I'm thinking like kind of out in this direction. So we'll throw down our foundations and we'll be right back. Okay, we're back. We got our foundations down. We'll go ahead and throw down the basics of our factory. We're only going to need 2 smelters, I believe. So we'll go ahead and get these plopped down. Right there and right there. So now we're going to have 60 iron ore coming out. And the first thing we're going to need to make is we'll throw down our assembler. We're going to need to be making the reinforced iron plate side of things. So we'll plop down our 2 constructors. Just like so. And we want him to be making rods. And you to be making screws. Actually, I take that back. You need to be making plates. So we got our plates. They need 30 a minute. This needs, I believe we brought this down to 40. Yeah, that looks about right. Because for our reinforced iron plate recipe, oh no, we needed to bump it up to 60. Okay, so I wonder what the recipe would be if we brought this down to 4.5. I believe that was what it needed. Okay, it's still not an equal number. How many did we need? I feel like it was 125. And it was under modular frames. So 125, we only need 3.75. So to get 3.75, go ahead and type 3.75. Okay, so we need 20 plates and 45 screws. That's still not a great number. I think we're going to continue with just making the full 5 iron plates, reinforced iron plates, and then running the extra off into a storage bin. I don't feel like that's going to be too big of an issue. Excuse me. So let's go ahead and we fire this up to 60. like so. And then we put our assembler like this, or something close to it. Now we have our 60 coming in here. And then we have our we'll start like right there. Beautiful. And we are making reinforced iron plates. So we have our 30 plates coming in. We're gonna redo these belts. I'm gonna tuck everything a little bit closer together. Should still work out the same. Okay, now we are making the reinforced iron plates. So we have 5 of those coming out. But unfortunately, we are running both of these. So what else are we gonna need? We can get these set up. We'll go ahead and just keep this one simple. And this one's going to need a split, because we only need half of what we're actually receiving to make what we need to make. So the other half can go to... we're going to need to craft up a few rotors. Craft bench. Where are you? There you are. We just need to craft up 4 of these real quick so we can throw down our second assembler. And our second assembler will be making the modular frames. Let's see what we actually need out of that. Gonna have to throw down a few more foundations, kind of spread everything out like this. Just so we have somewhere to put our assembler. And modular frames, we're gonna need... We wanted to get that up to 15, I believe. And I believe that was... We're gonna need more power shards. Great. We do have some power slugs in storage, so we'll grab them. Just like so. I know they're hiding in here somewhere. Nope. There they are. Turn those both into power shards. Run over here. And we need to crank this up until we're getting 15 a minute there. I believe the number is like 2.5? Yes, it was 2.5. So that'll actually work out. Perfect. We'll move this. So we need to split this line. We're going to put our assembler here. Just like so. And we'll clean up and trim off these extra foundations once we figure out kind of what our size is going to be. I think I'm going to try to keep the assembler in line with this and put our splitter something like that, except facing the right way. Because we're going to bring our constructor, needs to be something like that. We're going to have to move it out a little bit. Maybe we split off this way. Put the constructor like here. And then we split it closer. Like that. And then like that. You need to be making iron rods. You also, or you're making screws. But you only need 15 iron ore a minute, or iron ingots. So we'll put that in there. And now we should be caught back up with ourself. And ready to feed into our assembler, which we will throw down. Okay, so now we got our iron rods coming in, we have our plates coming in. We're gonna need to split this, and that'll work out perfect because we'll put both of our storage containers here. See, you're in the way. You need to move. Thank you. Go ahead and get rid of that. This will help out with our reinforced iron plate production as well. Not by much, but once this machine fills up, which is going to take a long while, we can actually, if we wanted to, could do something like this. And then have this belting over here. And then into here. Have this belting following the machine around. And hooking up to there. Kind of a spread out. We could always compact this later on down the line. I want you to be making frames at 2.5 a minute. 0.5. Just like so. And then we'll put our containers down here. Just like this. Beautiful. And then we need to, once this line fills up, we'll have to let this line fill up before we can split it off into our container there. I don't know a better way, because we don't have an overflow or any way to do an overflow. Because if I put a splitter on here going into that container, it's going to pull all of it's going to pull half of the plates that come down this line. So this is going to have to be full before we can split off and connect into there as our overflow. Because then once that is full, even that's not going to work. We're just going to have to keep an eye on it and make sure this doesn't fill up for the time being. Okay, I think that'll work for now. I don't like the fact that we don't have overflow. I might do a little research in between our next episode and see if there's a way we can figure out an overflow. I'm not going to hook this up yet because I don't like not being able to have the overflow. That was kind of the whole idea behind this. So for the time being, I think we're going to end the episode there. As always, we're going to throw down another lookout tower. And take a quick look at what we built. Hop into photo mode. So this is our basic. I still need to throw down one more miner and hook the miners up to the smelters. But until we figure out the final layout, we're not going to do that. But we've got our assembler making our reinforced iron plates, which is going in to be mixed with this assembler, that constructor making rods to make modular frames. Those modular frames will then go into your storage container. And then hopefully we'll have a second storage container with overflow from this assembler. If you guys like this content, please let me know in the comments. Like, subscribe, and thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next one.